You guys want to hear something wild? Growing up, I was convinced I was going to be a monk. Now, I know how that sounds, but I promise I didn't grow up any different than any of you. Maybe you grew up dreaming that you'd be famous one day. Maybe you grew up dreaming you'd be a superstar athlete, someone with a superstar voice. Maybe your weekends or Sundays were filled with TV. You got to envision yourself in the place of your heroes, swatting away the cheers of the crowd, delivering your star performance. Just like you, I idolized the things that happened in my house on Sundays. It probably looked a little bit different than yours. And just like you, I had my Sunday heroes. Now, my Sunday heroes, they didn't wear helmets, matching uniforms, score points, or dazzle crowds for that matter. My heroes cared for the poor, the sick. My heroes gave up everything in the world in service of it. They actually inherited a long tradition of serving the sacredness of our bodies and minds. These physician of souls, or physician priests, like many of their historical counterparts, served deep roles in their communities. They held us to our better angels. They dedicated their lives to honoring relationships and their worldviews. Sounds like a pretty good life to live. Now, while I'm not in a black robe, or celibate for that matter, so many of the things that influenced me growing up have come to shape my present. So let me tell you what I'm doing instead of the monk thing. My name is Chris. I'm a medtech entrepreneur and super excited to soon be your doctor. That might mean that this is the only 15-minute appointment some of you might have in a while, so I'm going to try my best to make the most of it. Today, I want to talk to you about why I believe technology is changing your body and our world, and why each of you has some stake in it, or should I say, faith. Now, you're probably expecting my talk to go a little bit like this. Technology is revolutionizing the way that doctors are able to care for their patients. And yeah, that's true. But this message is very different. That's because in healthcare, it's your doctor. When you're feeling vulnerable about your mental health, and you're scared for the life of a loved one, or maybe scared for your own life, these are some of the last sacred spaces we have. This is the job I signed up for, to be in the places where you can come to confront the hard things, where together we get to peel back some of the mystery of our existence, sometimes with a lot of pain, but other times with intense joy and celebration. Speaking of, today, this is our safe space. The conversation we're about to have is exceptionally challenging because this topic is the most precious thing in the world. You. The realities of being human, of being sick, of being uncomfortable. Those are things you're going to face. Today, I want to tell you about how technology is threatening to strip us all of the mystery that we know is central to healing. And many of the things that our ancestors, my heroes, warned us to hold dear. Many of our ancestors actually lived like my heroes, those physician priests. They were reliant on the sacredness of their faiths to guide their everyday lives. None of you might be surprised when I say that time immemorial has preserved a really sacred reflection. Mystery and medicine work together to offer healing. You don't have to be religious to understand that. It's pretty fundamental to our human condition. And as I sidestep to this quick history lesson, for most of our history, the understanding of God was like a technology. It was a relationship imbued with mystery and sacredness. It had the real power to influence the outcomes of people's day-to-day lives. Hear this list with me. Elders, shamans, priests. Our history has always had women and men that embodied sacred spaces for us and helped bridge healing with care. Now you might be wondering, has faith fit into some of this stuff? The faith our ancestors had in their worldviews, that faith worked to steep them in connection, community, conversation. It helps preserve their humanity and uphold their ideals. Sounds like something worth having faith in. You know, it's wild to think that what our ancestors once did with their gods, we now do with technology, right? I mean, think about it. Most of us don't know how the internet works, how our search results are prioritized, or what the various algorithms we use on a day-to-day basis are doing for or to us. We don't really question Google's omniscience when we ask it sensitive or hard questions. It's easy to forget how omnipresent our devices are, tracking our steps, giving us suggestions about how to interact with the world around us, or even interrupting us to share a reminder to breathe. All of these interactions with technology change who and what we put our faith in, and how we care for our bodies and our minds at the end of the day. Many of us even understand that some of the ways that technologies have evolved to integrate into every corner of our lives is generally questionable, right? It's a mixed bag that comes with good and bad. Even when we know that things like social media might be contributing to our depression or our anxieties, we reject those facts and look to it for comfort. Maybe this is you, but late night, teary-eyed, always diligently scrolling through something. Now, some of you watching at home might actually feel like this safe space we've created is only because you're connecting to my words through that screen. For the rest of us, when it comes to our health and wellness, the world hasn't really moved very far from the faith of our ancestors. We look to the continuous advancement of technology as the heralded second coming of a Messiah, meant to cure our diseases, reverse our aging, maybe indefinitely expand our lifespans, or digitally transform our bodies and upload us all into the cloud. Or is it metaverse now? As someone who wants to care for your body, it pains me to say that we ask Google our questions about downstairs bumps first. We look to random blog posts and scroll endlessly through TikTok about people's experiences with dry skin, hair loss, or weird pains in dry hair. We recommend TV show references from things like Grey's Anatomy as reliable or accurate solutions to the things that we've solved using TV or the internet. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe technology has the power to change how we heal our bodies forever. I believe this so much, I poured my own enthusiasm into a startup that leveraged emerging technologies like machine learning to help connect patients to the primary care services they needed in the period after surgery. I helped found Pocket, a navigation tool they use to equip and empower patients until their next doctor visit. But I also know from firsthand experience that despite its potential, we need to temper our expectations of what technology can do for us. The process of giving and receiving care is complex and nuanced, just like each one of you. Now, it was a few months into my own journey working on Pocket Doc that I finally admitted I was becoming a patient myself. When I got sick, I was so hopeful for the ways technology would help me let go of the boring and the trivial and focus on me. As naive as it is to say this on the TED stage, I thought that technology would help make my patient journey more like ordering an Uber or a Lyft. Right? I could know where I needed to go and not have to think about how to get there. I could put the burden of the route, the travel, the traffic on something or someone else. I could have faith in the things that I use every day to take care of so much transform you. Today, I don't have enough faith in technology to help make me healthier. But I do know what I want to have my faith in. Because tech will never just be enough. Let's step back together and imagine a future. That future that we all want. The one where technology seamlessly provides for us for everything we need. That future, that's going to require so much more from you and me. It's going to require more tracking, integration, permissions. It's going to require you to have more awareness of your lifestyles and understanding of your everyday choices. We're not going to have just that to pick from. We're going to have so many things that we're going to have to sift through in order to take care of ourselves. No matter how much our world becomes like the movie WALL-E, overhauled by technological excellence, literally leaving us to do nothing in the background. Our visions of how tech can help heal our bodies need to move from ones of reliance to reinforcement. Here's an idea we're sharing today. Technology isn't doing as much for us as it is giving us the opportunity to do more for ourselves and with each other. You know, all of this still feels religious in a way. Many of us have traded the faith of our ancestors for subscriptions to YouTube University, TikTok psychiatry, and the mystery of the algorithm's absolute accuracy. With all the hope that I've shared with you today, I'm still worried that some of us are waiting until being healthy is the next TikTok trend. Thank you.